going fucking manic this morning because I was overthinking. And this fat ass pimple. Anyways, y'all ready to talk? Cause I am.
Ooh, I had my little lamp there and the lighting is hitting. Well, for until like how long the sun comes, like stays out there because the sun is setting in like 30 minutes. So let's talk. Let's talk, people. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. It's me. It's Bree, your internet big sister. Yes. One of the things that I love to speak about, especially on my channel, is perspective and how you can look at things differently to switch a mindset, to a more positive one, to work with your mind instead of resist it and fight it and make everything else worse. Don't do that. I've been there. I've been there. And today we are in the creative subject and we are going to talk about comparison and how I, as a creative, have never compared myself to anyone or anything. But don't get me wrong, I'm 100% very familiar with what it is like to compare yourself to somebody. But I can proudly say that not once, knowing that I've felt that, I've let myself indulge into that very low feeling because you know what? I just can't afford to be low when I'm doing something that I love and enjoy. I feel like comparison is a lot more common than you think. I feel like as upcoming creatives, it's a very common thing to experience because you're just surrounded by oh my God. You're just surrounded by so many cool people and so many cool things that people have made. If they're very, very well-known artists, to people who are also creating on the same level or super, super like internet well-known level, I get it. I hear you. And I understand why you would do that. But it's important to know that you internalize it. Let's be real. You internalize that comparison and it stops you from creating yourself when that was the whole point. I feel like these things that I'm about to speak on, one is not better than the other because it really depends on what you need to hear and what you can apply knowing your own circumstances. Hear me out. Let me cook. Let's get into it. Nobody will ever come to the same conclusion as you simply because everyone's resources, everyone's experiences are so different and so unique to the point where we can work on this same theme of umbrellas, right? And for these 5 people who have to think about the theme of umbrellas, they are going to think about so many different things. 2 people might have the same thing, but how they got there would be totally different. Knowing that, do not question or second guess your ideas. I say this because a lot of people think that maybe their ideas aren't good enough compared to the next person. But at the same time, what they created was for their specific goals. And trust me, I feel like you may be in the same industry, but their goals would be so different to what you are progressing towards. Maybe they want their brand to blow up in the US, but you're all the way in the UK. Different audience, different environment, different ways of thinking of like literally your buyers. The outcome will be different. So don't get tangled up in if your idea is worthy enough. It is. If you're still questioning it, test it. The only way to know is if you try, and if you try to put your idea to the test. That is the only way. If you only dictate how well your idea can be just on surface level, not even putting it through the test, bro, come on now. Come on. That doesn't say shit. That doesn't say shit about your idea. That idea is just an idea. Make your ideas a plan. Your dreams are plans, bro. And then after that, make sure you do it. Make sure you follow up. Don't idolize. Do not idolize people. Do not idolize things if you don't understand and know how to admire and appreciate. Honestly, you are more vulnerable to sneak this. You are more vulnerable to think a little bit more negative about this person or thing. For some people that I've seen online, it can appear in backhanded compliments, critique, but you as an individual haven't even been in the vicinity of what this person has gone through to like achieve this thing, to do this thing. So what makes you think you can give advice on said issue? Critique is one thing, you know, to say something is like, oh, amazing, and like, you know, you could do better. But to give advice on something that, you know, you are wanting to do, but you haven't actually done it, I don't know about that one. Don't do that. Don't. I feel like people shouldn't dick ride celebrities in the first place, influencers in the first place. There's one thing to support and be a fan because you love the output of somebody, but you know, to dick ride them like that and to idolize them. Healthy competition exists 100%. But if you're not fully aware of your comparative tendencies, that's very dangerous for yourself. It's like subconsciously you're shitting on yourself. And that doesn't help anybody. So don't idolize anyone or anything. Instead, learn how to sit, admire, and appreciate someone's work and who they are. If you've already experienced a very low moment in your life, whatever that may be, you know how that feels. Negative comparison, unhealthy comparison, it is a low vibrational emotion. Unless you strategically use it, it doesn't pour energy into you. In fact, it takes a lot of energy out of you. On the internet, I would say it's pretty contagious. One person shit talks, another person agrees, and you know, you open that little like read more, and it's just like more and more people in the same boat of just talking shit. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Just adding fuel to the fire, you know, within yourself. Like if you love this craft, if you love creating, you love this as a hobby, if you have money on the line, you can't afford to compare yourself to others. When you compare, you don't allow yourself to create to your fullest because in your mind, comparison, it can take a big chunk of space up there if you're not aware that this is a tendency of yours, an insecurity of yours. And if you truly love what you do, don't even put yourself in a position where you compare yourself to another. Make sure you create like you mean it with the resources that you have or don't have. Do what you can. Show up, make the best thing you possibly can under these certain circumstances. Not only does it divert you from your path, your journey. In intense moments, it can leak into other parts of your life. And then you see that in real time. Before, you were only comparing yourself to other creators, but now you're comparing yourself at the gym, you're comparing yourself just out in public. People who aren't conscious that, you know, if it's a people problem, if it's a perfectionist problem, because comparison, I feel like it has levels to that shit. That's why this video is very general and you take what you need because comparison looks different to everybody. If your comparison is to actual people, because in creativity, obviously, it can be comparison of like other projects and other mediums, perspective switch, okay? The people that you see online, the people that you see in person, no matter what level of success they are evidence for your success. We are so lucky to be on the internet in this generation, and there are so many people who are very open to share their own journey as well as their own success. There are some people who had resources at hand. They went to schools, they just happened to know people. But for other people, they don't have those things. In fact, they barely have any access, but they're still doing their thing. You saw where they came from. You saw their beginnings. They shared their beginnings. And now, actually, no, I would say that. I would say that is unfair to you to compare yourself to their circumstances because their upbringing, their beginnings as a creator is so different to yours. This one is kind of touching on perfectionism. Whoa. as well. So realize that you were going to perform and you were going to create so differently depending on the certain period of your life, the circumstances of your life. And sometimes you just can't change those circumstances. It's literally out of your hand. And it's one of those examples where you have to work with where you are and what you have. So, knowing that we are just going to perform higher, lower during certain periods, you might as well just give it your all. Waiting for the time to create for the first time or to pursue a certain step, it only prolongs your project. It only prolongs those negative feelings that you are building up, you know, the anxiety, the tension. Create because you love it. Whether you have pent up energy or if you are just at your lowest and you don't have too much to give anymore, do what you can. The best thing you can do for yourself is to just try. The one regret a lot of people have, even just in general, is that they didn't try. That's the worst thing you can do, is that you didn't attempt to do what you said you would do. You wouldn't say what you needed to say. Do the most with the least, and then let it come into fruition. Trust the process, trust in yourself, and that way you can go to sleep knowing again that you tried your best and knowing that you are in these unique circumstances. It sounds silly, but you got no one to compare yourself to, because in those moments of time, you create the blueprint. Even though things didn't 100% go the way you thought, the way you envisioned, at least you pursued. The pursuit is all that matters. Because we're always like, whether you realize it or not, it's so true when people say that we are actually there for the journey, right? We won't learn lessons when we are at the point of success. To even have success, we have to fail, we have to experience, we have to go through things, we have to overcome, we have to go underneath. Shit. The journey is truly the thing that matters the most, and success is like the cherry on top. I've been having a lot of downtime from my phone and I was literally itching to create when I was sick as fuck. But thank you for sticking around. I appreciate your presence and your time and attention. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm really gonna try and come out with some more like creative esque. I'm so excited to make these videos. Follow me. I'm being really active on my TikTok, so follow me there. Follow my Instagram. I will chat to you guys next time.